Next tonight, young people in Leicester are challenging extremism in the wake of recent terrorist attacks. Tonight, they're unveiling a scheme called Reclaim Radical at the City Hall. They've made 3 short films to encourage teenagers to talk more openly about the dangers and to ask difficult questions without the fear of getting into trouble. The films are being put online for local youth groups and teachers.
Well, our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is at City Hall for us. What's happening there tonight, Jeremy?
Well, Dominic, people are just starting to arrive. Those short films are going to be premiered in the next half hour or so. Now, one of them's the story of a young man who was radicalised by a far-right group. But, of course, this is also about challenging propaganda from the so-called Islamic State. And I've been speaking to Rahul and Halima, who've been involved in this project.
I hope we have more meaningful conversations, and there's been a big rise in hate crime and things like that for a long time now, as these problems have been evolving in our country and our society. And I think these conversations, having the young people involved and giving them the best way to do that and the resources to do that, is the best way to go forward with this and have those really meaningful conversations and come to some actual conclusions and not just mean something else at all.
Being able to talk about thoughts and feelings that may be considered somehow terrorist related allows young people to explore those feelings and not feel like they should hide them away, which is where the problem is created by people not being able to explore those thoughts and feelings they have. Once they can talk about it, it reduces the threat of that reaching anywhere to harm people.
Because they can be challenged?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, there's a lot more in these brochures to spark those tough discussions, and the whole thing's being coordinated here by Bernadette Killeen. Bernadette, there's already a lot going on to tackle extremism, so why is this so different?
We're hoping that Reclaim Radical will support those staff that work with young people to hold open and honest conversations about what it means to be radical, so that young people don't feel the need to be pushed underground, which will increase their vulnerability to radicalisation.
Well, Balde, this is all part of the Prevent programme, isn't it? And we know that a lot of young Muslims are very suspicious about that. So don't you think they're going to be reluctant to get involved in this project?
Well, I'd hope not, Jeremy. I think we've got to a point now where we've dispensed with those myths that we don't tackle all forms of extremism, because we genuinely do. And I think it's interesting for me that this project, which has been completely led by the youth, have chosen to use a far-right case study to put into the film for exploration and discussion.
How much difference do you think this can make then?
I think this will make a huge difference in bringing those conversations out into the open. The worst thing you can do, which will increase vulnerability, is to shut down conversations on these contentious and really sensitive topics.
Great stuff. Will and Bernadette, many thanks for joining us today. This is going to be formally unveiled in the next half hour or so, and we'll have more on our late bulletin tonight around 10:30.
OK, Jeremy Ball, thank you.